Inside each of us lives a hidden world. Dreams that linger, voices we silence, images we don't understand but cannot ignore. Carl Jung discovered that when we dare to enter this inner world, something extraordinary happens. We awaken. His Red Book was not meant as a polished theory. It was his raw journey into the depths of the unconscious, filled with visions, dialogues, and encounters with the unknown. Most of us live on the surface, distracted by routines and anxieties. We think awakening means chasing light, rising above, escaping the darkness. But Jung's journey shows us the opposite. True awakening comes not by avoiding the unconscious, but by entering into dialogue with it. He wrote, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens." That single line is the key to his Red Book. If we spend our lives only looking outward, chasing goals, comparing ourselves, trying to fit in, we are lost in dreams. But when we turn inward, when we dare to listen to what lives in the shadows of our soul, we begin to awaken. This video will guide you through 3 powerful practices Jung revealed in his Red Book, 3 steps you can apply daily. Dialoguing with the unconscious through active imagination. Embracing the shadow instead of repressing it. Living symbols as real experiences, not just ideas. These are not abstract theories. They are practical doorways to deeper presence, healing, and meaning. As you listen, notice what resonates in your heart, because that's the voice of your own inner world answering back. Jung's Red Book is filled with conversations, not with people, but with figures from his own unconscious. Wise guides, terrifying demons, childlike voices, and mysterious symbols. He called this practice active imagination. Instead of repressing inner images or dismissing them as fantasy, he chose to speak with them, to ask what they wanted to reveal. In everyday life, we are flooded with emotions. Anger, fear, sadness, even joy. Often, we try to suppress or control them. But Jung teaches us to do something radical, to listen. Imagine anxiety not as a vague cloud, but as a person sitting across from you. Ask, "What do you need me to know?" Suddenly, what was overwhelming becomes dialogue. The unconscious becomes a partner in your healing. This practice can be applied simply. When you feel stuck, close your eyes and let an image form. Don't analyze. Instead, ask the image a question. Then, listen to what arises without judgment. It may sound unusual, but this is the forgotten language of the soul. Jung discovered that ignoring these voices makes them stronger, pushing them into the shadow. Listening, however, transforms them. The monsters we fear often carry hidden wisdom. The child we silence may hold the key to joy. Spiritual awakening is not about silencing the inner voices, but becoming their witness. Active imagination is how we enter a living relationship with the deepest parts of ourselves, and it is one of the most powerful gifts from the Red Book. If there is one truth Jung discovered in the Red Book that echoes through all of his later work, it is this: we cannot become whole by chasing only the light. The path to awakening demands that we also turn toward the shadow, the hidden, rejected, and uncomfortable parts of ourselves. Most people spend their lives running from the shadow. We deny our anger, suppress our fears, disguise our jealousy, hide our vulnerability. We put on masks to appear stronger, calmer, happier than we really are. And yet, as Jung wrote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. What we repress doesn't disappear. It grows in the dark, shaping our choices, our relationships, our inner conflicts. In the Red Book, Jung did not look away. He faced visions of terrifying figures, grotesque images, and unsettling voices that emerged from his unconscious. At first, he resisted them, but then he realized something profound. Even the darkest images carried wisdom. The shadow was not an enemy to be destroyed, but a part of his soul waiting to be acknowledged. For us, this lesson is just as urgent. Think about the last time you felt envy, rage, or shame. Instead of pushing it away, what if you paused and said, This too is me. Not as a justification for harmful actions, but as a recognition that these feelings are part of the human whole. By meeting the shadow with compassion, we reclaim the energy it contains. Anger becomes strength. Fear becomes humility. Vulnerability becomes connection. A simple practice. When a difficult emotion arises, instead of labeling it bad, close your eyes and imagine it as a figure standing before you. Look at it without judgment. Ask, what are you protecting? What do you need me to understand? This is shadow work, not erasing but integrating. Spiritual awakening is not a journey into perfection. It is a journey into wholeness. Jung's Red Book shows us that the light of consciousness shines brightest when it illuminates the shadow. To awaken is to say yes, not only to the parts of yourself you admire, but also to those you fear. If you're ready to face your shadow, comment, "I embrace all of me." One of the most powerful lessons from Jung's Red Book is that symbols are not just decorations of the psyche or abstract ideas to analyze. They're living guides. They arrive in dreams, visions, and synchronicities to show us truths that words cannot fully capture. For Jung, symbols were not puzzles to be solved, but presences to be experienced. Think about the last time a symbol appeared in your life. Maybe a recurring animal in your dreams, a number that seems to follow you, or an image that lingers in your mind long after you've seen it. Most people dismiss these experiences as coincidence. Jung didn't. He saw them as messages from the unconscious, invitations to pay attention to what the soul was saying. In the Red Book, Jung encounters symbols again and again. Serpents, wise old men, feminine figures, archetypes that appear across cultures. Instead of explaining them away, he let them shape his journey. He entered into relationship with them, asking, "What do you want to teach me?" This was not superstition. It was a deep respect for the language of the unconscious, a language spoken in images rather than concepts. How can we bring this into daily life? Start by noticing what repeats. If a dream symbol appears more than once, write it down. If an image keeps coming to mind, don't ignore it. Sit with it. Ask, "What do you mean for me right now?" The goal is not to translate the symbol into a rational answer, but to allow it to affect you, to expand your sense of meaning. Jung often said that symbols are the bridge between the conscious and the unconscious. They're like doors. You don't have to break them open. You simply have to walk through. When you allow a symbol to live in you, you realize it carries energy, guidance, even transformation. Spiritual awakening is not just about concepts. It is about direct experience. And symbols are experiences in disguise. By learning to live them, not just think about them, we begin to walk a path of deeper connection with ourselves and with the greater mystery of life. If a symbol or dream has been speaking to you, comment below. I am listening. Carl Jung's Red Book was not meant to be a manual or a textbook. It was a record of one man's descent into the depths of his psyche and his return transformed. And yet, hidden within those visionary pages, we find timeless lessons that can guide any seeker on the path of awakening. The journey can be summarized in 3 living practices: listen, integrate, live. Listen to the unconscious through active imagination. Integrate the shadow with compassion instead of repression. Live the symbols that arise, letting them shape your path. These are not abstract ideas. They are daily practices that invite us to stop running from ourselves. Too often we imagine awakening as a climb into pure light, but Jung's Red Book reminds us, light without shadow is an illusion. Wholeness comes when we embrace the totality of who we are, the wise and the wounded, the radiant and the dark, the rational and the mysterious. As Jung himself wrote, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. That privilege is not earned by denying your inner world, but by entering it with courage. Imagine this. Instead of numbing your pain, you sit with it and discover it has something to teach. Instead of hiding your flaws, you acknowledge them and find hidden strength. Instead of dismissing your dreams as random noise, you honor them as messages from the soul. This is the path Jung walked, and it is a path open to you right now. Spiritual awakening is not about becoming someone else. It is about remembering who you have always been, a whole being carrying light and shadow, guided by symbols, connected to something greater. The Red Book whispers this truth. You are not broken, you are unfolding. And if you have the courage to listen, to integrate, and to live with symbols, you will awaken to the vast mystery within yourself. If this message resonated, write in the comments, I listen within. Like this video if it spoke to your soul. Share it with someone walking the same path. And subscribe to continue exploring Jung, awakening, and the mysteries of the inner world.